This is Respectfully Outrageous with Nathan and Ben.
Today we're going to be talking about our playoff preview.
Hope you enjoy. Welcome to our kind of playoff, I don't know if I'd call them predictions.
Preview, maybe?
Preview, yeah. Let's start with what we know.
So these are the teams that we know are in.
The Saints are clinched the number one seed.
Yep. And then the Rams clinch the other seed, have the second seed.
Actually, they don't.
They're not there.
They don't, because if the Bears win and the Rams lose,
then
the Bears have the second seed.
So right now they're favored to have it because they'd have to.
Correct.
They
yes.
win out. If both teams win out, they have it.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay.
Then the number 3 seed obviously is the Bears or the Rams, whatever happens with that. Cowboys are locked in at 4.
Yep.
Not that won't change. Seahawks are not locked in at 5, but they have locked in a playoff spot.
Yep.
And then
their win.
If they win, they get 5. But if they lose,
they're like in 6th seed maybe. I think they flip flop with the Vikings.
No, the Vikings would be above because the tie is better than a loss.
No, I'm saying because if the Seahawks lose,
right? Yeah, the Seahawks lose and the Vikings win, they'd flip flop.
Yeah.
And then the Vikings are currently in the 6th seed, but if the Vikings lose and Philly wins, Philly's in.
Yep.
Okay. So that's how it works.
How do you see this shaping out?
So looking at the NFC side,
exclusively NFC first.
We're looking at what the 3 and the 6, or 3 and 6.
Yep.
Which currently is the Bears and the Vikings.
Yep.
So it's essentially the Vikings could. It's very possible that the Vikings play the Bears twice in a row.
Yep.
However, this week it's at home for the Vikings.
The next week would be in Chicago.
But it would be in Chicago. Exactly. I think Vikings don't win that game. Bears win that.
I think the Vikings win the one at home and then they lose the one in Chicago.
Yes, and then they lose the one in Chicago. That one makes sense. And then the Cowboys and the Seahawks play. They played earlier this year. I think it's pretty possible for the Cowboys to win.
I think Dallas Cowboys win because they run Ezekiel Elliott and the Cowboys linebacking core stops the Seahawks running game. And Prescott doesn't play great, but he hasn't played great all year. Makes enough plays, and Amari Cooper.
And it's at home, too.
And Amari Cooper makes some play in Jerry World.
Yeah.
They win. I think that would be a slow scoring, kind of like a Saints game style win for the Cowboys.
So then, obviously, the 5 and 6 seeds are out, and we've got 1 and 4, which would be Saints and the Cowboys, which we've already seen this game.
Except it would be in New Orleans.
It would be in New Orleans, but it's in a dome, and that's the same atmosphere as Jerry World. So
except you have 80,000 screaming upset Saints
fans
that are screaming for blood in the water.
But the thing is
Drew Brees plays
the Cowboys run the ball.
Yeah, that's not going to change. The thing is, Drew Brees is at home, though. And Drew Brees hasn't lost a playoff game at home.
Yes, that's true.
And Sean Payton hasn't lost in that dome at home in the playoffs.
And they do have home field advantage.
The last time the Saints had home field advantage, and this record, 13-3, they went straight through the playoffs, home all the way to the Super Bowl in Miami and won it. Not saying that's going to happen, but
it's very possible. I think obviously
I don't see the Cowboys being a team being able to go into New Orleans.
That's true.
And their defense is going to get a couple of stops. They got some studs. The thing is, Drew's going to put up some points.
Well, they have the bye.
And
you
think Sean Payton's going to have give Drew Brees some time to get ready for that? They're going to put up some points at home. And
they don't want to be shunned by the Cowboys again, so they're going to come back with vengeance.
And the Dallas Cowboys
they're going to win that.
Have a black cat running around that franchise in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true.
So New Orleans would win that. Let's talk about the Rams here. So
I think the Bears would beat the Rams.
Yeah,
I don't like the Rams at this point. Jared Goff has been looking like trash.
Where would the game be played though? In LA.
LA.
Depends if Todd Gurley is healthy.
Yeah. They do get the bye. They do have the bye.
If the Rams score more than 20 points, they win. And here's why. I don't trust Mitchell Trubisky to win a shootout.
I don't either.
But if it's a low-scoring deal, give me the Bears.
Any day.
Give me the Bears.
Tree Cohen is shifty.
And they have Howard, and they have, I think, and they have Trey Burton. So if it's a low-scoring affair, which I think it wouldn't be... No, the Bears would win in L.A., and then they'd go play the Saints
and they'd lose. and the Bears would lose.
Yeah.
And the Saints, so the Saints therefore
going to the Super Bowl.
Going to the Super Bowl as the number 1 seed.
Yes.
So we're in concurrent on that. As we move to the AFC side,
This is
this is gonna get nasty here because the 1 seed isn't locked. And neither.
And the best team isn't the 1 seed.
Currently.
No. And before the Ravens game, I would have said the Chargers are the best team. It's not even close.
Well, so right now we've got the Chiefs at number 1, Patriots at number 2, Texans at 3, and Ravens at 4. Those are the division winners.
Okay.
Wild card, you've got the Chargers and the Colts. Also in the hunt here, let me scroll down. The Titans and the Steelers are both in the hunt here. So the winner of the Colts-Titans game this week, which has been flexed to Sunday night, gets in. They get the wild card.
Where's that game being played? Tennessee?
I'm not sure. I can look it up while you talk.
So if it's in Tennessee, I'm taking the Titans because they're going to run Henry. And if the Titans do get in, I think they are limited in what they can do. Because I think their defense and their running game...
It is at Tennessee.
Then the Titans would win.
I still think the Colts are going to win, but... Anyway, whoever that is, they get the 6th seed.
Okay, you ride with Andrew Luck, your guy.
Yeah, they get the 6th seed.
I'm going to ride with the 235-pound, 6'3" mammoth that's playing running back.
Anyway, that really doesn't change much because that's only the 6th seed. Who do the Chargers play this week?
They don't play... They play someone in the AFC, obviously. Is it the Raiders?
Chargers, they might... No, they play the Broncos. They play the Broncos.
Kansas
City plays the Raiders. So I think Kansas City probably beat the Raiders.
Could be a trap game.
It could be a trap game, but for some reason, I'm feeling Kansas City. So I think Kansas City gets the 1 seed. Obviously, Chargers then get the 5 because they don't have the tiebreaker over KC. The Patriots play the Jets. They should win that. Then they lock up the bye. Yes. There's 13.5-point favorites.
Oh, wait a sec. 13. That's a lot of points.
Yeah. So I think Patriots win that one.
Yep.
They beat the Jets, so they get the 2nd seed.
Yep.
The Texans play Jacksonville, so they should win that one, which
That's
then gives
Houston,
them the 3rd seed. Yes.
Okay, they're going to win that.
And the Ravens play the Browns, which...
Oh... Because if the Browns win,
the
Steelers are in.
And the Steelers win, and the Steelers are in. And then therefore the...
Sorry, Baker. Ravens are winning. Sorry, Baker.
So the Ravens win, and they get 4.
Yeah. Sorry, Baker.
So that kind of stands what it is. It's basically what we have. Basically what's projected now we think is going to stay the same.
So this is as if so the AFC looks the same as if they would win. Okay.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. So going from there, how does the playoff picture shape up?
So from there we've got, let's see, 3 and the 6. So we've got the Texans versus the other AFC South team. Right. Whether that's the Colts or the Titans, I'll leave that up to you. Either team, who do you think wins that game? Texans versus Colts or Texans versus Titans?
The Texans beat the Colts, but they would lose to the Titans.
You think so?
Yeah. I just think Titans are a weird matchup.
No, I don't think the Titans can do it, though. They haven't shown that they can...
Remember what happened last year?
Yeah, I know. It's possible, but that's also KC in the playoffs.
They're a weird team. The Titans are a weird matchup.
Yeah, I understand that, but I still think Texans in Houston. I think the Texans win.
Okay.
They beat the Colts or the Titans.
Okay, let's just say the Houston. I'm gonna say Houston loses that game. Okay.
Okay. All right. And then the Ravens and the Chargers. I got the Chargers winning that.
They'll be played in LA, right?
No, it'd be in Baltimore, because Baltimore was the 4th seed because they won the division, which is stupid because the Chargers could end up with a 12-4 record to a 10-6, and they'd be playing in Baltimore. I gotta go with the Chargers on that one.
I'm going. I'm thinking Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers. Yeah. So then the Chargers would play the Chiefs. Except you have the Titans beating the Texans.
Yeah.
So the Titans would play the Chiefs, and the Chargers would play the Patriots.
Chargers are beating the Patriots.
Okay, in Foxborough.
Yes.
And what do you have with the Titans and Chiefs?
Will be played in Kansas City, right?
Yes.
They're not pulling that off again.
Then KC wins.
Yes.
So you end up having KC and LA in the final.
In Kansas City.
Yeah.
LA wins.
You have LA winning. So then you have LA and the Saints,
Yes.
which I believe was your pick.
Originally, yeah.
Originally. I had the Texans and the Saints. Originally. Way back when.
Which
and
is
I don't,
possible.
And I don't have the Texans losing to the Titans or the Colts. I think the Texans win.
Okay.
So therefore the Texans would play the Patriots.
Ooh.
And I like Texans in that game because the Patriots just don't have any weapons, really.
Or that'd be in Gillette.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Texans.
I like the Texans in that game. And I have the Chargers and the Chiefs. And we've seen the Chargers beat the Chiefs once before, and I think they can do it again. So I'd have the Chargers and the Texans then play in the AFC Championship, and I'd have the Texans beat the Chargers. Because it would be in Houston.
That's stupid because they have a better record.
Exactly. That's how it works.
So dumb.
Because the Texans have our higher seed, so that's how my playoff prediction shakes out for the AFC.
Okay, we have this. Okay, it's a lot of math. Math's not my major, for sure. What if the Patriots clinch the second seed, right?
Yep.
Ugh.
No, they haven't clinched it.
What if the Patriots lose?
The Texans could shoot up into the second seed.
So how would that play out if the Patriots lost?
So if the Patriots lost to the Jets, the Texans would have to beat the Jags.
Yep, which they did.
Yep. So it
Which
would
they
be
will.
it'd be Chiefs 1. We're assuming Chiefs and Chargers stay the same. So Chiefs get 1 seed, Texans get 2 seed, Patriots get 3 seed,
Yep.
Ravens get the 4th seed,
Mhm.
and then Chargers 5, and then Colts Titans
Yep.
6.
Okay.
So then you'd have the Colts Titans play New England.
Yep.
And I think both teams would lose to New England.
Yep.
Then New England would go and play the Texans
They'd lose.
in Houston, and they'd lose. And then the Ravens and the Chargers would play. And you said Chargers.
Yeah.
And they would play the Chiefs
Okay.
because they're the 5 seed, and I think the Chargers would beat them.
Yeah.
So it ends up correcting itself eventually
Yeah.
into what I said. But
Okay. So do you see a path for New England to the Super Bowl?
well, they do get the bye right away. So I think maybe the only way they can pull out, really get to the Super Bowl here, is the Ravens would have to. The Colts or the Titans would have to beat the Texans.
Yeah.
The Texans would have to go down, and then the Ravens, I think, would have to win.
The Chiefs would have to lose as well.
Correct. I'm just saying for the first division, for the wild card in the divisional, if the Patriots want to win, the Ravens have to beat the Chargers,
Yeah.
and the Colts have to beat the Texans. Because then the Colts or the Titans or whatever would play Kansas City,
Right.
and the Ravens would play New England in New England. And I think New England would beat the Ravens there.
Yeah.
And then the Colts and the Titans, whatever, would lose to the Chiefs.
Right.
So you'd have Chiefs and Patriots, and obviously the Chiefs would have the home field advantage. But I think that's really the only way they can get, because the Patriots can win big games.
Yep.
Belichick's proved time and time again he can win big games. Because of that, they just need to get past this ugly wild card, because they could face the Chargers, the Texans, the Colts, and the Ravens. Those are dangerous teams.
Yeah. Any one of them.
Any one of them. And I think the Ravens in Foxborough is their best bet.
Which is still not 100%.
It's not 100%, but I think it's their best bet. Because we've seen before that the Colts can't face the Patriots because they're the 6th seed.
Right.
So they wouldn't touch them at all, which I think would be a bigger threat than the Ravens.
Wait, if the Colts
Anyway.
won out and the Patriots won out when they meet in the AFC Championship game?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is
Because
not
the
gonna-
Patriots and the Colts, if the Colts win, they won't see the Patriots at all until the AFC Championship.
Okay.
Which would be a good championship game, I would give that. But
Yeah, to really screw up a lot of bets, but
yeah.
screw up a lot of bets, but
Yeah. That's not a bad one. So yeah, that's what we have. We have basically similar to our original picks back in the day.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, and we did a good job, didn't we?
We did a really good job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People called us crazy.
I just need the Chargers. Chargers in a lot of trouble though.
Yeah.
'Cause the Ravens, that's a tough matchup.
Yeah, but the thing is, if the Chiefs lose to the Raiders, which
Just don't know how. It's not out of the world.
It's not out of this world, but it's not very. I know I wouldn't bet on it either. Then the Chargers could hop into the 1 seed.
Which blows everything up.
Exactly, because then the
then-
Chiefs would have to play the Ravens,
Oh, and the Ravens would win.
because it would be in Baltimore.
The Ravens would win. Then let's do the math. Okay, so if the Ravens win that game, Kansas City's out. LA's number 1 seed. What happens?
Okay, so the Ravens. Well, it depends on the winner of the Colts Texans game.
Let's say the Texans won.
So if the Texans win, the Texans would play the Patriots, and the Ravens would play the Chargers.
In LA.
Yep.
So the Texans would beat the Patriots.
Yep.
And
So it ends up being similar. I mean, if you think the Chargers can beat Ravens,
how many possible matchups are there?
a lot.
Isn't it like 64 or something like that?
Well, there's a lot because technically we don't have a 6 seed locked up. Not all the seeds are locked up, so
Yeah.
there's plenty of options.
Do you give the Steelers any chance to get in?
They need too much help.
How about the Eagles?
Ravens the Eagles, I think, actually have a chance because they play the Redskins.
If
And the
the Eagles-
Vikings, I think the Vikings are going to lose to the Bears at home.
I don't. Okay. If the Eagles get in, how dangerous are they?
They have Nick Foles. That's a scary thing to think about. But then they play the Bears, and I think the Bears beat the Eagles
Yeah.
all day, every day. So that just corrects itself.
It's just so weird. Who would have thought these teams? I mean, besides the Chargers and Saints, which I thought, and the Saints and the Texans.
I thought the Texans and the Saints. I mean,
I don't know. It's interesting.
so yeah, those are kind of talking through our playoff stuff. It'll be interesting to see how because week 17 could shake this up quite a bit.
Right.
Because
It makes the Week 17 relevant, which is really nice.
there's 1 seed up for grabs in the NFC, and there's 2 seeds up in the AFC.
Which is the stronger conference?
Um,
AFC.
I don't know. I'd give AFC's wild card teams better strength, but the NFC's 1 and 2 seeds would crush the AFC's 1 and 2 seeds.
No, do you think the Saints could beat the Patriots and the Rams could beat the Chiefs? Or the Rams already beat the Chiefs.
Exactly.
So the Rams could beat.
I think that
So
the
the Rams
Rams
could-
and Saints are better than the Chiefs and Patriots.
So you think the Saints could beat the Patriots? No.
They won't play each other.
Right, obviously, but
I think the floor is high or the ceiling's higher on the NFC, but it's lower there as well. But the AFC's more compact, just dense, good teams.
Yep.
That's I think how it is because the NFC you could plop out 50-point games,
right.
but you could also have 10 to 13. We saw with the Cowboys and Saints. So
Right. So I think
that's where I
I
think.
think we were pretty good in August.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, I picked the Eagles' record to a T the year before, and now this.
Yeah. All right. So that was our playoff predictions, and yeah, hope you enjoyed.